Welcome, everyone. I'm Dave Stelma. You can find me at davestelma.com as well as YouTube /Dave Stelma, youtube.com /Dave Stelma, and Facebook and Periscope and all those good places. Tonight, we are going to be talking into the show today or tonight, wherever you're at. We're going to be talking about the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. More specifically, we're going to break it down to the top three that you need, the top three crucial laws that you need to develop, whether you're managing other people or whether you're, working for someone else or managing or something of that sort. Wherever you're dealing with people, your own employees, I'm going to hit the top three crucial laws of leadership that you need to succeed in your business. So I'm Dave Stelma, where I coach, I mentor, and I inspire entrepreneurs to their breakthrough success. Let's have the show and let's have some fun. There's 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. John Maxwell wrote that book, oh my gosh, so many, many years ago. I've read it. It's a quick read. If you have not ever purchased this book or download this book or read this book or got the audio, hey, I don't like to read, I got the audio, you need to do it. You need to get this book, and you need to, if you are in business for yourself, or if you manage a store, or you manage a retail store, you manage a company, if there's anyone that is below you and you are striving to increase your sales, increase your widgets, increase however your production is measured, you need to know this. You'll probably read it and go, oh, I do this one, I do that one, I do that. You'll pick out certain ones that you do already that come naturally to you, but I'm going to guarantee that you don't do all 21. I don't do all 21. I constantly, every so often, go back through, consistently, I should say, go back through and I read this book and review this book over and over again a couple of times a year, because there's 21 laws. It's 21 laws. And they work. And when you read them, you go, that makes sense. And the worst part to this is not doing these 21 or doing the opposite of one or two will actually hold you back from the breakthrough success that you want to achieve every year. That could be the reason why you're not achieving it. So let me go through this list, and then we're going to go through and break down and expand more on the top three, okay? So, as you can see on the list there, the law of lid. What the law of lid means is that there's no lid on top of you. Perfect example in the old book, and that still works, is Ray Kroc with McDonald's. The McDonald brothers, Ray Kroc didn't invent McDonald's. He sold the shake machines to all these different restaurants and drive-ins and all that back in the 50s and 60s. And Ray Kroc then met the McDonald brothers, who had McDonald's. And so that he saw a vision of how he could grow this. He could put it into a franchise, and he could grow this national chain of because he saw what they were doing, and he thought, if I can just take that and multiply it out to other people and teach them their ways, I can do it. They didn't see that. They thought, well, maybe if we had a second location. They had limiting thoughts. That's the law of the lid. Law of influence. How you influence others. Okay? 3, the law of process. There's a process of every day. There's a process that you go through. Everything has a process. Developing that process and then all you do is you grease the wheel, right? You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to make it square, or oblong or what, So the process, law of the process. excuse me. Law of navigation, how you navigate through your day, through your goals, to your, all those good things. Law of addition, law of solid ground, law of respect for others, for them, yourself. If you have respect for yourself, I'm going to tell you this on a family level, if you keep putting yourself down, how do others look at you? How do others view yourself? Because some of us do that all the time. We feel we do something that just was so simple that you made that mistake or something, and so you might put yourself down. Law of respect for yourself and others. Law of invitation. We have the law of magnetism. You meet those people out there. Charisma, right? The law of magnetism. They're drawn to you, right? Law of connection. Making that connection with the people that work for you. Part of that is listening, right? Making that connection. Law of the inner circle. The people that you keep around you. We talked about that last week in the last week's lesson. Ones that are negative, you might want to eliminate. The ones that are positive and lift you up higher, and you lift them. Yeah. Law of inner circle. Law of empowerment. Empowering others empowers you. All these things go hand in hand. Law of the picture. The big picture. Inviting people into your picture, your inspiration. Good example of that. Do you think Steve Jobs, when he walked out there and said, we're gonna make this thing called the iPod. People were like, iPod? What are you talking about? There's a Sony Walkman. Who's going to buy this thing that you can put a few songs on? And back then, it wasn't quite as big as right now, right? For a hard drive and space and that. So, the buy-in. Next comes the law of the buy-in. Yeah, you got to get them to buy into your vision, right? These all go together. Law of victory. Law of the big mo. Yeah, big motivation. Big motivation there. Law of priorities. Then you have the law of sacrifice that we're all going to be doing. We all sacrifice something to get ahead, right? We're going to sacrifice some bad habits. We might have to sacrifice giving up smoking so that we can feel better. That could be a sacrifice. There's all different sacrifices that we're going to do. Law of timing. That's a big one. That's one that I have a hard time with myself, because the law of timing, we don't control when success is going to happen to us. We just do the habits and we do the things that are going to bring success. But timing is up to our higher power, right? When we're right, when we do things in exact order, the timing's going to be there. So the law of timing comes into play. Law of explosive growth. That's 20. And 21 is law of legacy. Now, here's the key. Here's the tricky one, right? I'm going to give you the top 3 of these. Are you ready? We need a drum roll. That's the best drum roll I can do. So, first one is to be law of the lid. You have to be able to think big. If you want breakthrough success, you can't go with limiting thoughts. You can't say, how am I going to make a little, how am I going to make my widget? How am I going to make this little widget? We're not going to think that way. We're going to think big. We're going to be bigger than, hi, Ember. I forgot to check my little Facebook page here. Hi, Ember. How you doing? Thank you for the heart. Thank you for the thumbs up. So law of the lid, you got to think out of the box. You got to take that hat off, the lid, right? We're going to take the lid off the box. We're going to take the lid off the can. We're going to take the lid off the idea. We're going to make it go big. If you're going to be a coach, let's say that. We're going to be a common thing now is to be a personal coach or be a coach of some sort, right? So are you going to coach? Are you going to be a one-on-one coach? and you're going to let those people occupy your time. There's only so many hours in a day. There's only so many hours that you can talk. Not all of us are given the gift of talk like me. You can go on and to keep things in order and organized and straightened and all that good stuff. Because you got to keep some pretty accurate files to keep track of each person. If you're gonna coach people like a 1 hour coaching session for 8 hours, yeah, you can do it. But now you're going to be living a 40-hour work week, right? Trying to get that through. You could probably make some good money in it. Now, law of the lid, on the other hand, would be that now I'm going to make a webinar and I'm going to get the information out to more people at one time. Income-wise, you can probably triple, quadruple your income then. Instead of for that 1 hour coaching session, you're going to have a 1 hour webinar that you're going to reach out to hundreds of people right away. So you're going to be able to spread the word. The biggest thing is that you're doing this you're doing this in service for others, right? You're trying to get your information. You have a lot of knowledge that's concealed between your two ears. There's people that need to know what you know, whatever that is. I've worked with Reiki practitioners on developing this. I all the way down the line, authors, different things. So what you want to do is you want to get that out there. You got to get the word. No one knows that you're out there. No one knows the knowledge that you have. But as soon as you do get the word out there, there's going to be people that are going to come to that. So hopefully you understand that. Law of the lid. That's the first one. Think out of the box. Think huge. That's what's going to get your breakthrough. Next one is going to be the law of influence. I'm going to put in there for number 2 because you got to get this down of how you're going to influence others to follow you, because it takes a team to do this. So hopefully that you get that. So we're going to work with a team. We're going to get them, as far as influence them to follow us and buy into this. So law of the lid, and law of the lid goes almost parallel with law of the picture, the big picture. We got to get that in there. But then thirdly is going to be law of the buy-in. If people buy into what you're selling, what you're doing, it just starts to, hopefully you get this, you're grasping this as I'm saying it. The law of the buy-in is where they're going to really buy into what you're doing. Law of influence works hand in hand with law of the buy-in, because you're going to influence these people. And I'm saying, one, your power only should be good for good, right? You're not going to use this for evil. We're going to use this for good, and we're helping to serve others. And so the law of the buy-in is really crucial to this, because once people start buying into what you have to offer them, to help them, to grow their lives, so whatever the widget is or whatever you're selling or whatever your business is, once you have them buy into how you can help them, and you're going to be fixing a problem, right? They have a problem of some sort, and you're going to be fixing it for them. So once they buy into this, there's no turning back. You're going to help them, and they're going to love you for it, and they're going to tell their friends, and the people that they meet and that they influence are going to buy into what you have to offer, and it kind of goes and goes and goes and goes and goes hand in hand. A great example of that is Luria and David, that's over at Live Streaming Pros. They started out kind of on a different business model, and it developed over the last year. In 2016, it developed into Live Streaming Pros. Go visit them on Facebook. In fact, go visit their website. If you're thinking about doing video online, they are the pros to check out, and they're the ones to do it. I'm going to put a link to their website below, so come back later and I'll put a link in there below. and on the YouTube channel. Go to my YouTube channel, subscribe to youtube.com/Dave Stelma. Go on there and you will, or you can link through from my website to the page. Subscribe on there. I'm going to put a link to the video. It'll be up later tonight. And go on there. And Live Streaming Pros is a great example of all of these things. We're going to talk about the buy-in, the influence and buy-in. One, the law of the lid. Their business didn't just, it was good. I think they had the lid capped on top of themselves until they saw the possibilities of throughout their master groups and that they belong to. I think they saw the possibility of what their business could really be on a huge level. And once they ripped that lid off, it was just incredible. It was just incredible what they've done. So, if you're thinking about doing video at all on Facebook, on Periscope, on YouTube, go check out Live Streaming Pros and check out their website, livestreamingpros.com. And I think this week they is one of the final weeks that they have on their last classes or courses that they offer through their website. So go on there and check them out. Once again, I'll put a link down below. Okay, so next up, the extreme close-up. Yeah, there you go. I'm going to tell you how you can eliminate some of the problems. Now, here's where I was talking earlier. I was doing my taxes today. And during doing my taxes, between last night and today, last night, frustration, aggravation, it was bad because I was running around going, where are my last year's taxes? I can't find them. I'm changing accountants. And I'm looking for last year's taxes because they want to look at those and then compare the two and get some insight of where for this year's, right? So I'm searching around. Wow. One of my downfalls is notes. I write lots of notes. I have ideas constantly. The mind's going. I'm sure you do too when you're running a business. And so I have piles and piles and piles. I'm too embarrassed to even show you. Otherwise, I'd take the camera and show you the piles and piles of stuff I have, right? So, but they're organized piles. I know what pile is what as far as ideas, but they're they're organized piles. So I'm going to give you an example. I want you to take out a sheet of paper. And as I give you a kind of a little lesson to do every week, take out a sheet of paper and do 3 columns going down the length of the paper. And in the first column on the far left, I want you to put down there, what is irritating me? Okay, that's going to be the heading. What is irritating me? Middle column is going to be, how can I fix it? And then the far right is going to be, who can I delegate all or part of fixing it to? So it's going to look something like this. Here we go. Don't put it in front of my face. So something like this you're going to do, okay? So in my case, what's irritating me? My piles of what I think is organized. Because if I actually had those organized in bins or a file cabinet or labeled, you should have seen me last night sorting through each pile, and then I come back and go, wait, did I look through that pile? And I'm sorting through that pile, and I'm moving, shuffling from papers to this side to that side. And but like the sign says, what consumes your mind controls your life. Well, that's consuming my mind, whether you realize it or not. Like these piles here are things that are not fully done. They're not 100% completed. So every one of these is still consuming a part of my brain, part of my mind. So it's preventing me, it's holding me back from creating more or being fully complete with these. If I completed probably one of these piles, who knows what that could generate as far as more income, because some of these are webinar ideas, some of these are different graphics. There's all different kinds of things within here, and I'm holding myself back by not completing those fully. And I'm sure you have some things also that you're doing the same with. You're holding it back. Now, it can be as simple as negative attitudes. What's irritating me? My negative attitudes. And the negative attitudes of the people that are around me, or I see on Facebook, or on Periscope, or YouTube, or wherever it is. Once in a while you tune in and you see something that just irritates you. Well, then stop watching it. You know, if there's something that, and I'm not giving you my opinion of how you should think or anything, but I'm just saying for yourself, if it irritates you, if it aggravates you, if it makes you angry or gives you a negative emotion of any way, shape, or form, then just unfollow. Simple as that. Facebook, unfollow. You can always go back if it's a friend or something from way back when, and it's just at the moment in time they're having a down period in their life. Well, then maybe that's what you just have, you just unfollow for a while. You can come back and follow them later on or something of that sort. That could be as simple as that. Messy Garage. I've got a couple of things on there. We remodeled our kitchen. And so for the last month or so, my garage was full of cabinets that we put together. Then it was the cabinets we ripped out. And this week, in our neighborhood was junk week, so they pick up everything. So there was kitchen cabinets out there. There was just stuff cluttering up in the garage and in the basement, and we just pulled it out and we stuck it out there, and they just took it away. And sometimes that's difficult for me. Sometimes it's like, someday. I get that from my dad. Yeah, my dad has a lot of someday things. Someday I'll use that screw. I don't want to throw that away someday. But he was raised, he's going to be 88 next month. God bless him. And he was kind of raised after the Depression, or the Depression era. And so they, you save things. You bent nails straight and things like that. And we don't do that anymore. And now I'm to the point where it's like, I went through that phase where I kept everything, and, because I could use it someday. Well, you run out of space. And now there's so much clutter that you go, where do I even have that? That's a trying thing for him when he's looking for even a tool or something. It's like, I know I have one of those. Where is it? And you can't find it because you have too much stuff. But it could be as simple as cleaning. I got to hire a housekeeper. I got to hire someone to come in once a week and do the floors or something. It could be things that are taking away from your business, because you need to follow the trail of what is generating more income for you. If your business is just in the beginning, it could be that you have to just do all these things on your own. So you're going to be working that 16-hour week, or 16-hour day, I should say, until you can get your business to a point where you work a 16-hour week. Does that make sense? I hope it does. But organizing. If you're in Wisconsin, if you're in southern Wisconsin or the Wisconsin area, Diane is a great organizer. And I'll put a link to Diane's Facebook page on there. If for some reason, if you're in southern Wisconsin at all, she can certainly come to your house and work through it with you. And you know what she's going to do? She's going to, Diane Beckman is what her name is. And I'm going to put a link through, like I said before, I'm going to put a link through to her Facebook page. Diane will work through it with you so that it doesn't happen again. Will she have to do it a couple of times? Probably, because I'm 53 years old. Have I built, I have these bad habits. I have a lot of bad habits that have happened over time, and I'm trying to break some of those bad habits, change those bad habits. And we'll, but I'll put a link to Diane's Facebook page, if you need someone to come out, you could hire Diane to come out and organize your goods, whatever it is, your kitchen, your closets, your whatever that is. She'll get you a better organized way, but she's going to help you work through how you got to that point. That's the key to this, because you can either pay her to come back every 3 months and you're going to pay her well to do that, or you're going to be able to, learn why you're doing these things or why you're creating this mess in your life, and then fix the core of that. That's what she likes to see. She likes to see progress in people. So make that list. 3 columns. First column, what is irritating to me? Middle column, how can I fix it? And then the third column, who can I delegate that to? Whether it's yourself or what time. And then if it's you, allot a specific amount of time, from 6 to 7 every night. I'm going to go through my desk and clean up my messes. That could be what it is. So, we're coming down to the last part of the hour. So now I want to just touch upon how your year's going so far. I'm checking if there's any other comments in there. How your year is going is what's really crucial for that I want to know. We want to make sure that we're getting that breakthrough year this year. 2017 is going to be a huge breakthrough year for everyone. If you're not going to be on that list, you still have time to change it. You got to think big. You got to think out of the box. You got to just rip open, take that lid off of the box and throw it to the side, because you got to think big, and we're going to have a breakthrough success this year. What you need to do is make a list. Start making a list. If it's that you're intrigued about the laws of the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership, and you should be. If you have a business, you're going to have employees at some point in time, and you have to do this to build build up those employees, and really it's going to build your business. Okay, if you can make one of your employees the best salesperson that in your company that sells your widget, your product, you're going to love them for it. Now, will they move on? Sure they will, but you're going to do the same thing for the next person that takes their place. Okay. Also, the Success Principles, read it. Those are 2 vital books. I would do John Maxwell's book first. Quick read. You can probably get that. If you're a slow reader like me, it'll take you an hour, an hour and a half maybe to get through it. It's a quick read. A very quick read. But you're going to go over that a couple of times. I would read through it thoroughly the first time, and then the next time I'd go back through it and I'd just break down each one and think of yourself. Examine yourself on it. How are your brain patterns? Do you have do affirmations to get out of a certain rut that you're in that's holding you back in one of these? The next thing is Success Principles. Start hitting them. Start reading the book. Get the audio. However you learn best. There's videos too. Go on YouTube and Jack Canfield, Success Principles. Or just come back here every week. I break them down for you one at a time. And I'm trying to make your 2017 your breakthrough success year. But find out what irritates you. There's your lesson for this week. Find out what irritates you. Make a list of all things that irritate you and that you tolerate. I tolerate my messes, but I'm going to work on them this week. It's going to be my chore this week. Every night I'm going to give it, 15 to 20 minutes or a half hour. And if you're really into it, then go farther with it. But I'm going to take one pile at a time, organize it, label it, and then we're going to work with it. Okay. So that's your lesson for this week. Special shout out to David Cassidy, who came out yesterday, or I think it was yesterday. I saw dealing with dementia, early Alzheimer's, however you want to put it. My mother died of Alzheimer's, so it touches my heart whenever I see someone going through it. I saw some of the videos from this last weekend, a concert he did, I believe was Saturday night. And a lot of people thought, including myself, I thought, the guy was drinking. He was drinking water on stage, supposedly water, who knows? We were thinking it was vodka probably or something, but come to find out, it's sad. He has dementia. That was his final concert he said he was going to do. You could see it in different songs and different things that he did. He was really touched on with his band and that played with him and that, and his backup band, and he had a hard time remembering words, and in some cases totally just lost it there. Hopefully he has some loved ones that can surround him, and hopefully he gets some help, and his journey going forward will be a safer one and a better one. Like I said, my mother died of Alzheimer's, so it's a touching disease for me, watching someone go through that. So my love and hugs and best wishes for him and his family going forward. But we will be here next week at 6:30 next Tuesday, so come on back. Like I said, give me a like, give me a thumbs up, give me an honorable mention, and go to my YouTube channel, so youtube.com/Dave Stelma, and give me and subscribe to my YouTube channel, so eventually we're going to be able to go live there. I just started up on YouTube, and so hopefully we can rev up the subscribers, and we can go live on YouTube in the next few weeks or so. But until then, I will be back here next Tuesday and at 6:30 Central Time. I hope you learned something tonight. If there is a particular thing that is holding you back, feel free to put them in the comments section below. I got to do this below here. Nope, over here. I always get the pointing. I have to think opposite. But put them in the comments section either on YouTube or Facebook. I look at those myself. If there's a certain thing that's holding you back, let me know, and we will hit that topic, or I will message you back and forth and get you resolved and get things back on track for you. I love helping and serving others. So I am Dave Stelma. I mentor, I coach, I inspire entrepreneurs to their breakthrough success. We will see you next week. Have a great week. Write those irritations down and start to eliminate them. Delegate them out or whatever you need to do. Love you. Have a good week. Bye-bye.